Hey everyone, making this video because I am stuck and I have worked with a couple different people trying to get unstuck, and we're just having a doozy of a time, so figured I'd make this video to explain myself to the people that are trying to actively help me, and then also throw it out to the community, so if anyone has dealt with something similar, they might be able to help me out. Okay, so the thing we're going for here is, so we have this character select mode that starts on the beginning of ball one. So you press start, your character select comes up. Using the right flipper button, you can cycle through, right now, 3 different characters. And the characters are essentially selecting a playlist for the length of the game. So right now we've got the street punk, the post punk, and the pop punk in this. I don't really expect anyone to sit here and read my code, but if you have some ideas at the end of this, I'm happy to email it to whoever. Try to figure it out. But so the selection mode is your typical carousel, basically, and then you double flip to select a character, and or if you plunge the ball and hit a switch, it'll select whatever character you're on. And then that comes to, each character has their own mode. So this street punk mode is what determines what music is playing if street punk's what you select, and that mode is basically cloned here on the pop punk mode, and then you're just changing, the images and the songs, the playlist changes, but everything else stays the same. And so I have 3 of those right now. I have pop punk, post punk, street punk, and they all reference the character select. So yeah, I spent a good amount of time with, what's his name? Is his name Greg? He did the Beer Fest pinball machine. Super nice guy. Helped me get, my initial problem that I was having is that I couldn't get my playlist to advance. So, we finally figured out, and just that tiny bit of code figured out what was formatted wrong so that the playlist will actually advance when the song ends. And so that does work in the street punk mode. But if you cycle to post punk or pop punk, it does not advance a song. If you select pop punk and the whole song plays, the next song does not play. And then the same thing with post-punk. And then the other issue that is very interesting is street punk works. It's the first one. If you press start, it's the first one selected. If you just double flip and select that, it works exactly how you're supposed to. It'll play the next song once the first song ends. But if you cycle away from street punk and then come back to it, it won't play any sound at all. And then the logs, it just shows, it'll cycle through the 3 songs ending like every millisecond. Will just be like, Guthrow ended, the different song names, waiting room ended, and it'll just say ended. But on the player side, you don't hear anything at all. So the reason I have it set up like this is I want, basically, when you do your character select, I want a song to start playing while you're selecting your character to give you like a preview of that playlist. And then I want it to be able to select that character without that song changing. It would just stay on the same music. So that's, maybe I'm making my life harder than it needs to be. But that's why I'm doing it. I'm also doing a playlist instead of just a song pool or a sound pool. Because I want the ability to shuffle the songs. I don't want to hear the same songs over and over again. So that's what we're doing. I will real quick, just for shits and giggles, show you how this works. I'll just run a game real quick. All right, so press start. This is waiting room, starts playing. And as you can see, it says double flip to choose, and it gives you like the different bands that are on the playlist, and it says, you know, use your right flipper to choose. So if you stay here, if you select her right now, game works how it's supposed to. But I'll cycle away to so the post-punk, this works how it's supposed to work, except for it won't play a second song. Same thing here with the pop punk. And then if you come back around to the street punk, there's like no music. And then this is where the logs get all crazy and say just that the songs are ending. So yeah, that's where we're at. And then if you actually start a game, right? So we started ourselves a game, and then you're in. There's your player thing, but I've got no sound. So, yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you have ideas. It seems like, oh yeah, and then the other thing is, and I think I can address this. I'm just trying to figure out this first bit first. Is that when you move to ball 2, it also ends your mode, whatever mode you're in, your street pump mode or whatever. Talking the other day, it seems like I need to set up a player variable so the machine remembers which character was selected. So anyways, that's that. I've been yapping for 7 minutes. If anyone's got ideas, I'd love to hear them. Yeah, thank you in advance, and we'll see you soon.